What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I have the second half of the first wave of starter decks for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duels section of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I've already done my videos for the Destiny Masters. It's now time to talk about the Duelists of tomorrow and their impact on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. So for this video, we're now going to be focusing on, well, the man of Kaiba Corporation himself and the creator of Duel Links in terms of the story, where Seto Kaiba will be the focus here. We will take a look at both Joey and Mai's decks individually as well. Just because, of course, like the other three previous to them, I'm going to be taking a look at everybody's. And I mean taking a look at everybody. So why don't we go ahead and we just jump into it. So Seto Kaiba, of course, the main rival of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise for Mr. Yukimoto. And when there's a monster who has 2500 attack and 2100 defense, there will always be a monster to have 3000 attack and 2500 defense to match up with the main protagonist of the series. That basically means in terms of the rival or the rival to the duelist. And for Yugi, it is definitely Kaiba. This man has gone out his way to prove that he is the #1 ranked duelist in the world multiple times, and basically try to uphand Yugi any chance to get. It's funny to note this because, funny as it is, there was a Blue Eyes deck that actually won a Worlds. And even funnier was that both Yugi's English VA and Kaiba's English VA were there doing a promotional duel for Konami. And even to the point where Kaiba's VA even poked fun at Yuki's VA for, well, my deck won the Worlds, how come yours hasn't? It still to today is the funniest thing ever, because it's true. There has never been a Dark Magician deck that has ever topped Worlds, even since then. So, there has been Dark Magician monsters, I guess, if you count Magician of Black Chaos, but even then, that's Chaos. So, for Kaiba, the ultra rare that they gave is Champion's Vigilance. This is a counter trap that says you control a level 7 or higher normal monster. When a monster would be summoned or the effects of a spell or trap are activated, you can negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. I do believe in Master Duel. No, not Master Duel. In Duel Links. This card is at 1, because there's many ways to break this card. Not only with Gemini monsters, because Phoenix Gearfree is on the artwork of this card, but even decks that use cards like Blue Eyes White Dragon, who can spam Blue Eyes with ease, or monsters who treat themselves as normal monsters, because, you know, Gemini in them, can easily take advantage of this. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy shenanigans. I'm not even gonna lie. So, with that in told, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Seto Kaiba. And just like just like the other decks before it, there's always a list in the back to indicate what cards are in it, even though I'm going to be reading them myself. So, let's go through it. So, starting off are, well, Blue Eyes White Dragon, the signature card for Mr. Seto Kaiba in his ace. Then 2 copies of Battle Ox, followed by 2 copies of Ryukushin Powered, and 1 copy of Luster Dragon #2. Following that are the effect monsters that are given to Kaiba, and they are 2 copies of Lord of Dragon, 1 copy of Twin-Headed Behemoth, 1 copy of Tyrant Dragon, 1 copy of Spirit Ryu, and 1 copy of Kaiba Man. So that is it for all of the monsters. Going into the spells, we have 1 copy of Flute of Summoning Dragon. That's followed by 1 copy of Stamping Destruction, 1 copy of Cost Down, 1 copy of Burst Stream of Destruction, which, hold on, I want to make sure you guys see it, and 1 copy of Mountain. For the trap cards, and let's get these over, which is just a few, we have 1 copy of Trap Jammer, 1 copy of Dragon's Rebirth, and 1 copy of Interdimensional Matter Transporter. So, alright, that is it for all of the cards in the main deck. Total of 20. Then for the skill cards. The first skill card up, funny enough, is Peak Performance. The second one is Beatdown. And the last but not least is Dragon Caller. So these are all the cards associated for the skills of Mr. Seto Kaiba. Now let's get into the deck. So of course we have to start off with Kaiba's ace. Blue Eyes White Dragon, one of the most iconic monsters in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, and funny enough, the first card to open for the TCG when it came to the first pack in the game. Legend of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So this monster has 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense. Level 8 light attribute dragon type normal monster. Now, similar to, of course, his rival, Yugimoto, Blue Eyes White Dragon appears on the right side of the stone tablet that depicts the battle between the pharaoh and the priestess. The priest, Seto. But it also is polar opposites to Dark Magician's artwork, who Dark Magician's on the left side of the stone tablet coming out of it, as well. Blue Eyes Dragon, and Dark Magician are pretty much two of the longest legacy archetypes in the game. Basically being the precursors of things for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. There's been tons and tons of support for them throughout the last two and a half decades. The overwhelming amount of love for both Blue Eyes and Dark Magician is bananas. Not crazy to where like, oh, here we go. Well, actually, no, it's been like that too. Where, oh, here we go again. More Blue Eyes, more Dark Magician. Don't they know more than just them? But when you're icons like this, yeah, you're icons like this. So, following up with that, two of Kaiba's battle oxes. Just a staple 1700 beat stick monster that definitely can, pack a punch. Following that are two more beat stick of monsters, and those are Ryukushin powered. Yeah, Kaiba's deck did definitely focus on having beat sticks just to beat things to be threatening, then being able to tribute them to then summon his big monsters like Blue Eyes White Dragon, and a monster like his Luster Dragon #2. Ooh, excuse me. Which in Japan, this Luster Dragon #2 is actually known as, what do you know in OCG? Oh, your Emerald Dragon. Because the other dragon, Luster Dragon, the level 4 one, that's Sapphire Dragon. Yeah. They didn't want to use the names of them as being actual gem dragons, so they just changed them. The other one that is associated with gem dragons is Horizon Ryu, who is known as Crystal Dragon in the OCG. So these are basically all the normal monsters that Kaiba plays around with. And funny enough, yes, Kaiba does have all of these in his respective decks. While Battle Ox and Ryukushin didn't make too much of an appearance later on in the series, because he replaces them with cards like Voice Raider, Gadget Soldier, and stuff. Kaiba does rock more dragons as more dragon cards did come, replacing a lot of things with stuff like, what was that monster? Luster Dragon, Voice Raider, and just the lineup of things there. So moving on from these, we now go into Kaiba's effect monsters. Of course, this is not a Blue Eyes deck if there isn't any Lord of Dragons, which he's rocking 2 of. Basically to protect his dragon monsters from being targeted on the field by card effects. Twin-Headed Behemoth, while this monster's effect does limit it to being revived once a duel, this card basically is just here as easy tribute fodder. Tyrant Dragon, which I even forget this thing sometimes exists. It's just another beat stick of a dragon monster that you can't be too high in stats to be like Blue Eyes, but you're at least able to be something. I do believe during the battle phase, if your opponent activates a monster effect, after this card's first attack, this card can make a second attack. Then it can negate any trap cards that target this card on the field. And if you do, destroy that trap card. Then this card cannot be special summoned from the graveyard unless you tribute a dragon monster. So just a big beat stick that tries to be relevant, I guess. Then there's Spirit Ryu, which can banish a number of dragon monsters in the grave to then up its attack points and defense points by 1,000 till the end of the battle phase. Basically, if you want to swing in, you got a couple of dragons in the grave that you don't want to use anymore, like the Twin-Handed Behemoth, you basically just use this card to do such, to try to ram into things. Pretty niche there. Then Kaiba Man, who's basically here to help you cheat out Blue Eyes White Dragon. And of course, this monster itself is based off of, well, Seto Kaiba, for literally sharing an exact outfit as, well, Kaiba. I believe in the anime they explain that Pegasus created Kaiba Man as in reference to Seto Kaiba. Alright, moving on from there, we go on into the spells. We have the Flute of Summoning Dragon, which really only works with um, Lord of Dragon, to help you special summon 2 dragon type monsters from your hand. Which is basically just to spam dragons. Stampede Destruction, which allows you, if you control a dragon, to target a spell or trap on the field and destroy it. Then, if you do, you inflict 500 points of damage to the controller. Basically, MST for dragon monsters. Cost down to help reduce the level of the monsters that you're trying to summon from your hand. Burst Stream of Destruction, the signature attack of Blue Eyes White Dragon, and basically here to destroy all your opponent's monsters they control. And Blue Eyes can attack the turn this card is activated, which is funny because I don't believe any of Dark Magician's cards limited to not being able to attack. I think. There might be some. Somebody will let me know. But, yeah, pretty standard stuff for Blue Eyes. And the last card, I'm sorry because I almost forgot about it, is Mountain, the field spell. This card gives 200 attack and defense to all dragon, winged beast, and thunder type monsters. And well, clearly, because of all the dragons in here, is definitely powering up one of those, right? Alright, moving on from there, we now go into the trap cards. Funny enough, my trap card, Trap Jammer, is in here. You only activate this when your opponent activates the card during the battle phase. You negate the activation of it, and if you do, destroy it. In the anime, this card's artwork actually has a change to it. The bear trap that's in the middle is actually exchanged with Mirror Wall instead of the bear trap. I guess the bear trap is actually supposed to be a reference to one of the cards from the video game, but it's a pretty decent card to activate during the battle phase. Then we have Dragon's Rebirth. You target a dragon monster in your graveyard, you banish that target, and if you do, you special summon a dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard. There you go. And Interdimensional Matter Transporter, basically here to help a monster of yours get out of dodge. So, pretty standard stuff there for Blue Eyes and Mr. Kaiba. Now let's talk about all of Kaiba's skills. Peak Performance, basically just putting Mountain on the board. That's literally all it is. It's just another way to power up your dragons. Beatdown. This card says if you control a level 5 or higher monster, you activate this skill. All your monsters you currently control will gain 300 attack for each level 5 or higher monster on the board, and at the end of the turn, you flip this card over. Then we have Dragon's Calling. Once per duel, you can activate one of the following skills. Your opponents, if you successfully normal summon Lord of D, you can add 1 Flute of Summoning Dragons from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You reveal 1 Flute of Summoning Dragons from your hand to then add 1 Lord of D from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Basically, speed up the process to get Lord of D, so Lord of D can drop onto the field to help you summon your Blue Eyes White Dragon or any of your other dragon monsters that you need to from your hand. So, now, taking a look at all of these cards, yeah, these definitely are Kaiba focused. Summoning Blue Eyes White Dragon or multiple other dragons at once so that you can take advantage of things to basically win yourself the duel off of your 3K nuclear bomb that is Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This is, like I said, I'll say this for this is a really good setup in terms of Blue Eyes. I do know that more stuff did come out to support Blue Eyes, like Kaiser Seahorse and other things to help cheat out. I'm actually quite surprised Kaiser Seahorse wasn't in this, considering it's also a matchup for Yuki's version of the deck, which does cheat out with double cast on to use to summon Dark Magician. But I guess with Lord of Dragon, it's supposed to just basically say, we don't need that, we can just use this guy instead. Which, to be fair, yeah, it's kind of true. So, yeah, nice setup for Kaiba and a great way to introduce Seto in the lineup of the cards that support summoning dragons and being beatsticks into Speed Duel. So, with that in terms, that's pretty much it for here. What are your favorite Seto Kaiba cards? What are your favorite Blue Eyes cards? And what did you like about the Duelist of tomorrow in the first aspect of course, the main man, Mr. Seto Kaiba leading the duel? I'll have the other two decks really ready to go once I get the chance. And with that said and done, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to the channel. My social media links are in the description box below. And with that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. HPJ signing out. Take care.